to another weekly live stream here on the channel. Now, due to some rescheduling conflicts, we are going to be moving the live streams from Thursdays to Wednesdays from now on. Again, at the same time, around 8:30 in the afternoon. What's going on, Delaware and Hudson? But anyway, just like all the other live streams that I usually do during the week, we're going to be doing running sessions. We're going to be doing a Q&A, all the fun stuff that we always usually do during the live streams every week, like I mentioned. So what I got here on the layout tonight is some post-war items from 1959 and 1961. I have my Lionel post-war NW2 Alaska 614 switcher with some modern era Lionel and Menards Alaska freight cars. I also have the fire car on the inner loop, and then all the way in the back, I have my Lionel post-war 1961 2037 steam locomotive pulling a mixed freight with some action and animation that's included. And the upper section on the bridge over there still needs to be worked on, so I won't be running that tonight, but I will be also running some modern era, Lionel or MTH engines tonight as well. So if there's anything that you guys want for me to run for you all tonight here on the live, make sure to tell me in the comments section below and I'll bring it out. But from there, let's go ahead and turn the power on to the entire layout and we'll get started. All right, so now I got the 52 fire car in operation. So let's go ahead and operate the switcher. And now that the switcher is moving, let's go ahead and bring our steam locomotive out. What's up, GGS Railways? I see we got some comments tonight from the Rose Jewel Railroad. Datified also showed up. What's going on, man? So how are you all doing tonight? You guys had anything, or do you guys have anything special for the rest of the week as well as the weekend? What's going on, Art? Now, I know this might be a little bit confusing for you all at first, but once we start doing this more often on Wednesdays, the better it's going to be easier for not only for me doing the live streams for you all on the channel here, but for you guys as well. How's it going, Ed? Looks like the creative mind just showed up. Me too, Mike. Me too. Yeah, you might want to order that York badge sooner rather than later, because York's going to be coming up within another couple of weeks or so. Hey, Keith. That's right, Ed's in the house. Ed's our main man for tonight. So this is for you, Ed. Trains are running smoothly, but the only thing that is missing so far is some more action and animation. Let me see if I can move you guys at a different angle here. So that way you all get a better view of the trains running around. How you doing, Sean? Thank you. This will actually mark the 1 year anniversary that I bought the Skate Man from Seaside Hobbies down here in Delaware. So, Sean, I know you might be you were probably hoping to see some Conrail on the channel tonight, but don't worry if you definitely have a craving to watch some Conrail locomotives in operation, then I'll definitely bring out my Conrail locomotive tonight out for you. I do too. I would love to, but the only problem is I have so many buildings on the center of each table here. It's probably not going to be happening anytime soon. It would be nice, though. It would be nice to have one, though. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen at any point down the road. So most of the plastic buildings that you see on the layout tonight were mostly my dad's from when he was growing up, and I also did accumulate a couple of plastic buildings myself over the years. So the only plastic buildings that are, I guess you could say, mine are the factory that you see here, which is a reproduction made by K-Line. I also have the original plastic bill post office with the American flag. I also placed an eagle on top of here because I thought that was a nice touch. The gas station is also a K-line plastic bill reproduction, which is also mine. Well, actually, I take that back. The gas station is actually a reproduction of the Marx gas station from the 50s. I also do have the roadside diner, which is also a K-line plastic bill, I guess you could say. And then, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the other piece of plastic bill. Well, the other plastic bill building, which is also mine, is the little station platform that you see, which is right next to. It's in the center of the switch tower as well as the freight station. Yeah, I could take out the hot box reefer for you. Just give me a minute, and I'll be happy to take it out of the box. So the only hotbox reefer that I'm missing is the Santa Fe, the one with the Santa Fe road name on it. That was the only one that I was trying to get in the beginning, but considering I couldn't find one at the Greenberg show, I had to do the next best thing is to get the Union Pacific one. So right now I got the hotbox reefer right behind my Lionel Postwar 2037, and considering I don't need to touch anything, I'm gonna let this thing run around, and it's until it starts making noise. I'm gonna set the stop block mechanism on until the thing starts smoking. Yeah, the sound of it can get a little tiresome after a while, but thankfully it's got an on-off switch on the bottom. All right, she's starting to make noise now, so let's wait a couple of seconds until the thing starts smoking, and then I'll stop the train. Like I said, even though there's no volume control on the bottom of the car, it does feature an on and off switch whenever you want to keep the mechanism operating or to turn it off completely. All right, so far there's not a whole lot of smoke coming out of there, so I'm gonna turn the train off real quick, put some more smoke fluid inside, and then watch the magic happen from there. Thankfully, we have the fire car right behind the smoke box reefer in case anything goes wrong. So what better way to run the hotbox reefer than to run it with the 3512 Lionel post-war operating fireman and brake car?
All clear. All clear from the coachman.
There we go. That's much better. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to move the camera again so that way you all get a better angle. Well, actually, you can start to see the smoke starting to come up now. Like I said, thankfully we got the little fireman in the back, so that way he can put out the fire easily. Whoa. That was a close one. What's going on, CM and O scale trains? So let me know down in the comments section below what kind of trains are you guys running tonight on your layouts, and which is your most favorite locomotive that's in your collection.
Go.
All right, so we finally got the 2037 smoking here. So now we got two smoking mechanisms. We got a steamer and we got a freight car. All right, so we got one down here that says my favorite engine is the Conrail ST80 Mac. That's a nice one. We got Arts Trains, who says that he was running the Lion Master Big Boy with the Vision Line stock cards that he got recently. He also says my MPC TD&I switcher is the one that I'm running tonight. And I also got my dad's post-war New Haven EP5 electric. We also got another one that says I have a Atlas Burlington Northern ST40-2. All right, there we go. That's the smoke job that I was looking for. All right, Datified's favorite locomotive is the Union Pacific Challenger. You can't go wrong with that. And I think I know how much he loves the Challenger because I've seen it numerous times on his channel. Woo. All right, let's go ahead and give the smoking reefer a little bit of a break for a few minutes. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give the switcher a break because I don't want to burn out the motor. But it's up to you guys to figure out what should be my next locomotive to put on this contest here. If not, I'm going to go ahead and pick out something from the closet right behind me. All right, we got another comment that says, Mike, my favorite engine right now is the post-war 2046. I do not have any Delaware and Hudson locomotives, but hopefully I'll get to find one, you know, when me and my dad go up to York in the next couple of weeks. The only road names that I have in my collection are the Santa Fe, Union Pacific, New York Central, Pennsylvania, Jersey Central, Southern Pacific, the Burlington Northern Railway. I also got some CSX engines. I got chassis system. I got Conrail, like I mentioned. And then finally, I have Norfolk Southern, with also a couple of Baltimore and Ohio locomotives, too. And I also have the George W. Bush from MTH, if anybody wants to see that, too. Yep. I mean, cleaning the water off the floor isn't really an easy job, Ed. I remember when, I believe it was like Hurricane, I know it wasn't Hurricane Sandy. I believe it might have been Hurricane Irene. When that hit, our basement was like flooded. It took us maybe like a day and a half to get the water out of our whole basement. I don't have any TD or I don't have any TD and I locomotives either. All right, I got one comment that says bring out the George W. Bush. I have another that says bring out the Milwaukee Road. That I do have. I have the Milwaukee Road Hiawatha F7 Hudson locomotive, and then I have the GP7 from 1955. Bonus points for you for the Rose Jewel Railroad for remembering that so well. And because of it, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring out the Milwaukee Road. I'll swap out the 2037 for the GP7. And then the George W. Bush I will add to the main layout here. But before I run the George W. Bush, I got to lock it out of the system. So that way we can run it conventionally. So let me go get those two engines out. I will admit the locomotive is going to look kind of silly, you know, pulling these post-war Alaska freight cars around the layout. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out some more Union Pacific freight cars. Unfortunately, I don't have any more passenger cars to go with the set, but that won't stop me from picking some up at York once again. Alright, so now I'm going to take out my Rail King Z750 transformer out. We'll unlock the system, and then we'll go ahead and run the George W. Bush around the layout for a bit. And then finally, once we get the George Bush up and running, I promise you, from the Rose Jewel Railroad, we will definitely bring out the Milwaukee Road next. Because I know that some of you guys out there are really big Milwaukee Road fanatics. Okay. Yeah. All right, I do have an idea, so just bear with me for a moment, but I also do want to thank you guys again for your patience. I'm pretty sure all of us are going to be blowing up with your comments. All right, so I seem to be still having some trouble with the George W. Bush. So I'm going to need your guys, I'm going to need all your help down in the comments section below to remind me. When you have a DCS locomotive, how do you deprogram the system without using a DCS remote? I know you got to quickly hit the bell button and then the whistle button, but how many times do you have to do it? All right, in the meantime, let's go ahead and take out the Milwaukee Road. Let's see if I can get to it. And as for you guys over at the Rose Jeweled Railroad, I didn't forget at all. I just wanted to make sure that you guys have noticed that I didn't leave anything out. Let's go ahead and take out the 2037. We'll swap it out for the Milwaukee Road. Let's say Lionel post-war 2338 from 1955 with the common black cab here. See if we can get her up and running. There we go. So thank you to the Rose Jeweled Railroad for suggesting the Milwaukee Road GP7 tonight. So this one's for you. Now the only thing I got to do is to unlock the system for the Union Pacific here. Good. I think I might actually have the answer to this problem here with the Union Pacific. So let me just go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. It's a good thing I have one of my old videos on hand with me in case something like this ever happens. Now let's go ahead and rehook. Let's go ahead and take out the wires from the MTH Rail King transformer here. And we'll go ahead and run the George W. Bush finally. All right, now with the system rebooted, let's go ahead and roll her out. Oops. We got to get our rolling stock first. Okay, let's try that again. How you doing tonight, Ed? So we got some more people joining us here tonight. Yes, we do have the creative mind as well as Ed number 2, or Ed the second, I should say, from his other channel. Note to self, don't ever call anybody number 2 at all. It's just, well, just the way I'd say it doesn't really come out that well through word of mouth, if you know what I'm saying. Oh yes, we are definitely running some trains. Special thanks to a lot of my followers who are tuning into the live stream tonight, as well as some of you other guys who are watching at home as well. So earlier, before, we were running the Lionel post-war 2037 steam locomotive with the action and animated post-war rolling stock, which is now being operated by the 2338 Milwaukee Road GP7. And earlier, before, we were also running the 614 Alaska NW2 switcher with some modern era Lionel and Menards Alaska pieces. And that train is being taken over by the George W. Bush from MTH Railchief. But I'm also willing to take more suggestions for you guys. So if there's like a train or a locomotive that you would like for me to take out for you tonight, go ahead and let me know down in the comments section below and I'll pull it out for you. So I know that little issue with the George W. Bush took me at least like 15, 20 minutes, but I want to thank you all for your patience. And I'll make sure to add a little skip button down in the comments section below once the video is uploaded. So that way you guys don't have to wait that long for the engine to be sitting. This is also another piece that I'm still currently working on. I'm trying to restore this Lionel 3472 operating milk car to its original form, but I really need the correct base for this car in order for me to put the mechanism inside. But special thanks to my friend Cody at C&D Train Repair, as well as Preston from the PJK Railway for sending me in the correct parts. So a special shout out to them, and I really can't wait to show you all the final product in operation once I finally go up to York and get the part that I need for it. I also need the platform too, so that'll also take up most of my time up there as well, trying to look for a new platform for this. But thankfully I do have the doors installed and I do got the original trucks. So the only thing that's left is the original base, like I mentioned, as well as the milk car platform. Now that's more like it. You know, the more trains that you run on your layout, the better the results will be. So for those of you who are also tuning in, I unfortunately cannot run the hand car on the bridge over here. I still need to get that a little bit more work before I can get it, you know, up and running again. So for this week, it's just going to be, it's only just going to be stationary for now. So right now I got the MTH Proto Sound 3 George W. Bush running on the main layout. I also have my Lionel Modern Era Santa Fe Super Chief 040 switcher pulling a small mixed freight. And then finally on the second layout in the back I have my Lionel Post-War 2338 Milwaukee Road GP7 pulling a mixed freight of post-war action and animated freight cars, as well as the hotbox reefer too. Now the York comments have started to begun very quiet lately. So let me know in the comments section below. Are you guys going to York this year? Are you not going to go? Are you going to wait till the April show to go? And what are your hopes and dreams on what you might be acquiring at the York Train Show this October? Colin is asleep, but he definitely approves on Santa Fe. Well, hopefully he's definitely having some pleasant dreams on the Santa Fe in operation. Because I know that we all do when we all think of Lionel. The Santa Fe is usually the locomotive that comes to mind. Yeah, like I said, I had the bridge in operation at some point, but I gotta do some rewiring underneath the table, which is gonna be a real pain in the rear end. So it'll just have to wait until hopefully next week or the following week in order for me to get the bridge functional again. RJ Railway, it will be my genuine pleasure to finally meet you up in York this year. But seriously, that's definitely going to be my #1 goal for the train show. I'm mostly going to spend most of my time staying away from my cell phone and hopefully getting to interact with a lot of you guys out there. Because there's so many people that I've really made friends with on social media that I would really like to meet in person eventually. And let me know which days are you guys going to be going to York this year. Because me and my dad are only going to be there on Friday the 20th this October. So we'll only be there for one day, but we'll definitely make the best of it, like we always do. So for those of you guys who are really excited to meet me, as well as me excited to meet some of you guys, my first stop will, the first stop that me and my dad will make will definitely be in the Orange Hall. So make sure to catch up us with there. Make sure to catch up with us there early in the morning once we get there. Nice. Then we'll definitely have to schedule something out then, Ned. Maybe we can try to text each other once that day comes. Hey, what's going on, Nick? How you doing tonight? Speaking of which, how is that thing with those railroad ties coming along? I know you mentioned the last time that you guys are planning to replace the old wood ties with cement.
Take the roll. Let's go. Crazy going in there. All clear from the cupola. All clear.
Yeah, that's a good point. So fire away down in the comment section below where you guys are from, and I'll make sure to blow the whistle for you guys, or the horn on the diesel locomotive. Nice. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention to you that I finally got that situation settled with the torpedo. I've actually added 2 layers of 7 coats to the back wheel, to the back wheels of the engine. And the first time that I tried it, stuff was starting to peel off too easily. So I figured, the more of the bullfrog snot that you add and let it dry, the better kind of gripping power that you'll get when you run the engine. All right, got one from South Jersey. I got a couple more states coming in. Let's go ahead and turn off the post-war GP7 real quick. All right, Ed says originally from Wisconsin, but moved to Las Vegas in 1991. I also got another from Philly, so this is for you guys. All right, got another one from Wisconsin. At some point, I would really like to swap out the sound system in the torpedo for an MTH, either a Proto Sounds 2 or a Proto Sounds 3 system. All right, I got one from Central Jersey, originally from where I was from at some... let me start that again. I got another comment from the Creative Mind who mentions he's from Central Jersey. That's where I was from originally. I really got to start considering about doing a Jersey Central running session at some point for these live streams. So guys, like I mentioned, I've moved the weekly live videos here from Thursdays to Wednesdays due to a scheduling conflict. No, I wasn't. You were definitely right on that one. Have you ever been to the model train shop in Piscataway? So for when me and my family were still living in Dunellen, our two favorite train stores to visit would be the train shop in Piscataway, as well as the train station train store in Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. So those are definitely the two hobby shops that I highly recommend to you guys. If you ever, or in case you guys are from the area, those are definitely the two stores that I highly recommend. So Nikki, you're still planning to do another live stream at some point? Because I remember you mentioning in one of your posts that you've been having some technical difficulties, but I wasn't so sure, if you were going to do another live stream eventually at some point. Okay, I got somebody here that says everything's going good. Can't wait for the weekend. I got a few ERR projects to finish up. Yeah, definitely. Wisconsin's cold. Vegas is hot. LOL. So to be honest, I actually feel a little bit more lively on Wednesdays than I do Thursdays. Sometimes on certain days of the week, some of my brain cells just feel very loose. I don't really have a big explanation as to why, but I guess, considering I've been out of a job for almost 2 years now, I just been really having a lot on my mind lately when it comes to that. But hopefully it shouldn't be that much longer until I start getting some more employment again.
Making great time.
All right, so it looks like Datafied is heading out for tonight. So thank you again for joining me tonight, and hope to see you next Wednesday. My favorite 18 passenger cars are Williams with MTH hardware, very early Williams, a little twisted. Just back the camera up here. There we go.
We're ahead of schedule.
All right, Tony mentions come check us out. We do have some Williams classic O-scale trains. Oh, that's pretty cool. I do recommend changing the lights to LEDs because the four bulbs tend to melt stuff when running at 18 volts. And speaking of LEDs, I also do have a special project that I'm working on as well. I found this little battery pack with 2 LED lights attached to it, and I'm going to be taking one of my old junky old Lionel gondolas and attaching the lights to the top and sticking the battery case underneath, so that way I can have myself a battery powered searchlight car without having without having any electricity flowing through the car, so that way I get the electricity. So in other words, I'm going to be making a custom-made searchlight car using an old junky Lionel flat car and using the LED lights that I got at Michael's the other day. And I also kind of got the idea from Ben over at Ben's Trains. I understand he's not really making that many train videos on YouTube that much anymore. But if you ever go and check out his channel, he's got a really big assortment of vintage Lionel and Marx locomotives, as well as some really cool pieces of rolling stock. He doesn't really have a whole lot of accessories. He mostly just has a lot of trains running around. But his running sessions are very entertaining. Now, I don't necessarily agree with some of the tactics that he uses for his videos, but some of the other things that he does on his channel are really impressive. And I'm not really too sure if Nick is still in the chat, but I do want to give a really big shout out to him for that tutorial video that he made on how to add a speaker to a piece of Lionel or MTH rolling stock. In this case, he actually used a boxcar for his video, and he stuck a little speaker as well as a connector cable inside, so that way you can easily add any type of sound or music to your piece of rolling stock, so that way you don't really have to pay a whole lot for a new Lionel or MTH freight car that's about like $100 or so. You could just make one your own and not really spend a whole lot of money while you're making it. It's a very easy and simple way to make a brand new type of car without spending a whole lot of cash. And as for me, I also did buy a little speaker off of Amazon, so I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. But in the meantime, before I get the rest of the parts, I'm just going to stick it inside some of my O-scale and semi-scale boxcars, so that way I can just easily take it out, put it back in, turn the sound off, or turn it on whenever I want to. Nice. That's really cool, man. The other thing that I'm also still kind of on the hunt for is a new bell or a new sound activation button for my ZW. Because so far I bought like 2 or 3 of those sound activation buttons, so that way I could get the bell sounds out of my locomotives. And for some reason they do not like my ZW for whatever problem that they're having. Unless maybe the ones that I bought were no longer, they were no longer, yeah. Unless the buttons that I already bought no longer work. So I'm going to have to do some more research until I can until I can eventually find a new sound activation button. All right, guys, so we got at least 20 to 25 minutes left of the live stream. So if there's anything else you would like for me for, if there's anything else in my collection that you guys would like for me to run for you all tonight, make sure to fire away in the comments section below and I'll get the engine out for you. But don't be afraid or hesitate to suggest something to me, because I got a whole selection of Lionel post-war. I also got Modern Era Lionel, as well as MTH Rail King. I also do have K-Line, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully I'll get a chance to get my hands on one of those new Menards Union Pacific units when me and my dad go up to York this October. Thanks, Nick. Hope to see you next week. Have a good night. All right, thanks for stopping by, Tony. You have a good night as well. Have a good night. Thank you. You have a good night as well. I also do want to make an announcement here. Next Saturday will be the Roxon train show in Fenwick, Delaware, which I'll be attending with the rest of the members of the Seaside Model Railroaders Club. So I'll be doing a live stream that Saturday, and I'll also be doing one next Wednesday, like I mentioned earlier. So you'll be getting 2 live streams in 1 week. And I will be running a couple of engines of my own on the club's layout as well. I haven't really decided on what I'm going to bring. I'm thinking about bringing with me my Burlington F7 units from 2005, which were made by Lionel. I'm also thinking about bringing something post-war related. But other than that, I haven't really given that much thought about what other engines I want to bring down with me. All right, guys. So I'm noticing that a lot of people are starting to pack up tonight. So I think I'm going to do the same thing as well. So I think we're going to wrap up the live stream a little bit earlier tonight. So let's go ahead and turn off both of the engines here. Let's go ahead and take the George W. Bush around for a spin one last time. Have a good one, Glenn. See you around, Raider Diddy. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. All right, once again, before we go, I just wanted to thank you all for joining me tonight on this very relaxing Wednesday evening. I will be back again next Wednesday around the same time at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And the Wednesday live streams are going to be a new thing from now on because, like I mentioned, Thursday is not going to be a great day for me to be doing these live streams on that specific day. So I hope to see you all next Wednesday. So as always, if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for any other live streams that I upload. So once again, hopefully you all had a great time tonight. Hope and make sure to continue to like those videos that I put out. So everybody have a good night, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.